mages are still the most popular troop type in the game, and of course we have to speak about all the artifacts which mages have, simply because we have to know all the weaknesses and strengths of those artifacts, because whenever you guys will unlock them, it will be easier for you guys to understand where to put them and how to use them in general, right? First of all, I have to admit that mage artifacts are pretty strong. Like purely offensive artifacts are great, because since the update from the developers that even artifacts will give you merits, of course, like skill damage factor on mage artifacts are pretty high, right? First of all, of course, I'm gonna start speaking about Phoenix Eye, right? Phoenix Eye is the artifact which you can get from the normal keys, which is one of the most free-to-play friendly artifact, and in my opinion, out of all of the artifacts which you can get on the normal keys, Phoenix Eye is top 2 or maximum top 3, right? That's my honest opinion. Of course, offensive artifact with magic unit attack, legion attack, damage taken 5%, damage dealt 5% if you're gonna max star, and well, it's pretty simple, right? The burst strike will deal damage to 5 enemy legions in a circle, and whenever you're gonna have 5 level burst strike, you will basically hit 4k damage to 5 targets, right? Which is pretty cool, especially during wars when you are pretty guaranteed that you will hit at least 4. Like generally you're gonna get quite good amount of merits with this artifact, right? Why I said that this is one of the best free-to-play artifact in the normal keys, simply because the way you can use this artifact, you can use this artifact on almost every single hero pair in the game, right? Let's check. Like for example, you can use on every single hero pair with Wellin, you can use every single hero pair with like basically every single hero which we have in terms of magic heroes, like Worldier and Wellin. You can see basically I'm still using the Phoenix Eye. Even you can use Bertrand and Tohar, even Thandalin and Thalia, Lilia, Wellin. Like basically this artifact will work on everything. But of course, the best possible ways of utilizing the Phoenix Eye is that if you don't have exclusive artifacts, just use it, right? It will do its job, and it will be pretty helpful in terms of merits, because yeah, generally you're gonna get quite good amount of merits, and at some point, if you are just playing the game, you will have this burst strike level 5, right? I have not added any money in this artifact. I just got this burst strike from Universal Artifact Compendiums. One time I got Phoenix Eye from the Forge of Light with the forged keys, and other than that I just unlocked it from the normal openings, right? Yeah, that's the artifact, which was my first one ever, and yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with this artifact. The next one, which is Tiara of Arbon, right? More defensive artifact if we're gonna compare to Phoenix Eye. And both of them, Tiara of Arbon and Phoenix Eye, is gettable from the normal keys. Magic unit defense, Legion defense, right? Of course, if it was like Legion defense right here, it might be even better because it will have much more use. But still, I think Tiara of Arbon is really underrated artifact, right? It's pretty utility type, support type, defensive stats. Even this skill, which is Divine Mercy, will heal 4 friendly legions in a designated circle, and it will heal 800. Healing duration is 8 seconds. Well, pretty much during the wars, if you are watching that somebody is dropping the Divine Mercy, you are really thankful, right? The amount of heals you can do if your troop type and if your hero pair can survive the battles is pretty amazing, right? Of course, it has a limited amount of hero pairs where you can use Tiara of Arbon, but in my opinion, it's pretty strict in some heroes, and for some heroes it's really good, right? And of course, like from my own gameplay, the hero pair which I have tried, Tiara of Arbon, and it worked amazingly well, is of course Magrat and Zaida with mages, right? If you don't have other like exclusive artifacts for mages and you want to try out Magrat and Zaida with the mage units, you can easily equip Tier of Arbon. Healing works great with the Magrat, and defensive stats also work great with the Magrat and Zaida, because before I got my Gilded Crossbow, I was using Heart of Kamasi and it was doing pretty well, and it has kinda similar defensive stats, so it will work, and I have tested myself that it actually works, right? Other than that, in terms of that artifact, I think another way of utilizing the Tier of Arbon is with the support gameplay, Indecent Tara, Indecent Musyang. If you want to have buffer in your 5 March, I think this artifact will do pretty well with those support styles, right? Right now it's time for us to move forward with like more exclusive artifacts in this game, and that's of course Infernal Flame, right? Some might say this is the best artifact for mages in Call of Dragons. Some might disagree, some might not. I think it's 50-50, right? If you have Awakened Lilia, this is the best artifact which you can actually get for mages, right? Magic unit attack, Legion attack, this is great stats for like offensive artifacts. What's the most interesting about Infernal Flame is Terrifying Inferno and additional effect, right? Terrifying Inferno basically for the next 3 seconds, the Legion deals extra magic damage when launching a normal attack. And what's the most important additional effect, your Legion gains Magic Keen when the Waldel inflicts Scorch on enemies. Magic Keen is magic attack increase 50% for 5 seconds, that's great. So basically we need to have Scorch in order for us to deal maximum damage, right? So how are we gonna get the Scorch? There is only one way to get Scorch in Call of Dragons, that's actually Lilia, right? Lilia and Scorch, if you have Lilia Awakened, basically, in my opinion, if you have Awakened Lilia, and if you have Infernal Flame, you have best mage hero in the game till this day, right? I have played this game for close to, I don't know, 800 days, and still I believe Lilia is the best mage hero in the game. So where you're gonna get this Scorch from the first skill, deals diffuse damage to target, one nearby Legion with a 10% chance to inflict Scorch, deals damage every second. So Scorch, this is the only hero which has Scorch. Why Awakened Lilia is important? Because you're gonna apply Scorch to 2 nearby Legions, which is epic, right? Which is super good. With the Infernal Flame, I believe this is still one of the best, if not the best, heroes and artifact pairing which we have in the game, right? So if you are not going to plan to awaken Lilia, I would not really advise you to go hard on Infernal Flame, but if you are going to awaken Lilia, try your best to get Infernal Flame, and more levels you're gonna get on Terrifying Inferno, much better it will be. That's enough in terms of Infernal Flame, and of course, next one is Mirage Orb, right? Mirage Orb, I remember Mirage Orb when it was introduced, basically. It was kinda OP. They had to nerf it because it was dealing just absolutely amount of number damage. You could easily destroy one whole Legion as a tier 5 player with the Nightmarish Rapier, right? But since the nerfs, it's more balanced, and I think it's still one of the best artifacts which Mages has. Magic unit attack, Legion attack, right? And that's the Assault artifact. So what's the Nightmarish Rapier? Deals damage to target Legion, then knocks 2 enemy Legions near the target, airborne, and deals diffuse damage. So if we are dealing damage to a couple of targets, that's already a big plus. So let's go to the max levels, right? The skill damage factor on level 5 is 6000, and you can understand how much it is, right? Skill damage factor for nearby enemies, which is 2 nearby enemy, is 2000, so already 8k, right? And also, one of the most important things about this artifact is artifact skill damage dealt bonus 50%, so it's even more numbers. And yeah, we have to read it, additional effect. Every time your Legion gains a buff effect through a hero skill, they deal 9% more, 50% more hero skill, more artifact skill damage, up to maximum of 27%. 27% increase in artifact skill damage factor, and base is 6k and 2k. So you can easily understand by my own reactions
how much damage this artifact can deal if you are tier 5 player and if you have this artifact on level 5, even level 1, right? At least you can unlock it, that's already good. I got this artifact from Universal Artifact Compendium, both of them actually, that's why it's level 2, right? So what's the important for this artifact? We need to utilize the additional effect, right? Every time your Legion gains a buff effect through a hero skill, they deal 9% more artifact skill damage. So we want to have heroes like buff through hero skill. So of course we have one obvious choice, Bertrand, and Tohar, right? Bertrand and Tohar, yeah, you are getting here. After launching a normal attack, Tohar channels Rage of Plateau, dealing damage to the target every second for up to 3 seconds. If hero in a Tohar Legion casts a rage skill, the cooldown ends immediately. Wait, is it Bertrand? Now Bertrand deals damage to the target Legion and consumes all stacks of Golden Mark. Increased damage deals by 5%. So basically, in my opinion, the Mirage Orb can be used on Bertrand and Tohar. It can be used even with, let me check. Yeah, it can be used with the Thalia Legions because we are getting buff, which is Rampage, dealing damage 50% increase. So Thalia Legions can easily use Mirage Orb. Let's check. What about March speed reduction, damage taken bonus? Yeah. If you are running Thandalin, you can also use Mirage Orb, right? And as I have mentioned, in terms of mage artifacts, they are great because they have a lot of usage, right? If you are getting any of them, basically you will find like hero power to use. So that's the beauty of mage artifacts in general, right? I think the latest artifact, which is Thunder's Elegy, is different type of artifact in Call of Dragons for mages because it's not assault, right? We had assault artifact, we had support, but control is a new style. Magic unit attack and Legion HP, right? Even attribute is not fully offensive, at least one of them is defensive, and I think HP buffs are quite good. What's the most important about this artifact is, of course, the skill, and I think it's same for every single mage artifact. Deals diffuse damage every second to up to 5 enemy legions, that's already good, 5 is great. And inflicts silence, cannot cast a rage skill for 5 seconds. Legions affected by this skill cannot leave the circle, silence can be triggered once every 10 seconds. Whenever they inflict numbness upon an enemy legion, the Wilder Legion gains resistance, damage taken, so it will be more tanky. A skill damage factor against 5 enemy legions will be 750, and damage reduction can be maximum to 10%. This is really interesting artifact, right? But we are looking for additional effect, and that's numbness. I think there is only one hero which has numbness, which I have checked. I checked almost every of them, and that's of course Thandalin, right? Summons lightning that follows the target legion for 6 seconds, dealing magic damage every 2 seconds to the legion and nearby enemy legions. Lightning also inflicts numbness upon the target. So from the Sky Fury, we are getting numbness, which means we're gonna actually use the additional effect of this artifact. And yeah, in my opinion, if you want to use Thandalin Legion, so depends like Thandalin, Welin, Thandalin, Thea, Thandalin Musyang. If you don't have the Thunder's Elegy, I would not recommend to use Thandalin at all, right? Because I think Thunder's Elegy is must-have for Thandalin hero, right? Every single hero pair where you're gonna put your Thandalin, I think without Thunder's Elegy, it will be honestly 2 times weaker than it is with than it would be with the Thunder's Elegy. This is really great artifact, especially for war gameplays. And hopefully, if you guys are using Thandalin, Thunder's Elegy should be the choice which you guys should go, and you can actually even get Exemplar Artifact if you are pay-to-play player, so that's even more additional great thing about this artifact, right? So hopefully all the Thandalin players, you got the Thunder's Elegy and you guys are enjoying the Mage gameplay, because I think Thandalin at first was misunderstood. Everybody thought that it should purely deal damage, but Thandalin deals damage from the debuffs and from the control, right? every single tick is additional damage. The one last artifact which we have left is of course Breath of the Jargentis, a magic PvP support artifact, but support more of a debuffer, right? I like that this artifact has a magic unit attack and legion attack, right? Like purely offensive artifact, it's support, but we don't see defense or HP, which is pretty strange. The Acid Breath is the reason why this artifact is good. Targets up to 10 enemy legion in a designated circle and inflicts defense break. Defense break basically means minus 60% defense for 20 seconds. This artifact is even good if you are archer player, right? So basically you can easily use like 3 or 4 archers, throw 1 mage legion there, equip Breath of the Jargentis, and you will decrease the defense of the enemy 10 legions, and your archers are going to deal way more damage, right? That's the idea I have about this artifact. Unfortunately, I still don't have it. I guess not enough luck, in my opinion. But hopefully in the future I will use it, and what I just said, I will use 4 archer legions, 1 extra will be a mage, the 5th one of course depends if it's long range warfare season, even better. And like of course defense break is amazing for archers, and in general defense break is amazing in Call of Dragons PvP open field, because we have quite a lot of infantry players around, right? And of course the last one is Staff of the Prophet. That's like a purely mobility utility artifact. If you're gonna have at least one, GG's, because you will be able to do some epic stuff. You can teleport you and 5 nearby friendly legions to the designated place. But at that place you have to have at least alliance member or your legion, because you all are teleporting to that one legion. Then that's Staff of the Prophet. It's not basically war PvP artifact in terms of like usage. You're gonna use it like only once. It has 7 hours cooldown, right? Overall, what I can say about mage artifacts, I really like all of them basically, because like even Phoenix Eye, Mirage Orb, Thunder's Elegy, Tear of Arbon, Breath of the Jargentis, I think like only 2 artifacts, which is Infernal Flame is great for Lilia, Thunder's Elegy is great for Thundolin. You can also use them on other heroes, but it will be like half good. Other than that, Phoenix Eye, Mirage Orb, Tear of Arbon, and Breath of the Jargentis are the artifacts which you can use on every single mage hero pair, right? That's the beauty of mage artifacts, and hopefully it will continue like that. Hopefully you guys understood more about the artifacts than before. And yeah, if you did, and if you like the video in general, press like, subscribe, share. It always gives me more and more motivation to make more content about this game. I wish everybody an amazing day, morning and night. We are going to see each other really, really soon. Bye bye and good luck.